I'll say the AI thing broadly, the LLMs, it's a big breakthrough. It's very important. And it's striking to me how bad Silicon Valley is at talking about these sorts of things. And there's sort of, there's sort of all kinds of, the questions are either way too narrow, where it's something like, we're going to have, is the next transformer model going to be improved by 20% on the last one or something like this? Or they're maybe too cosmic, where it's like we go straight to the simulation theory of the universe. And surely there are, a lot of in-between questions one could ask. Let me try to answer yours. My intuition would be it's going to be quite the opposite, where it seems much worse for the math people than the word people. And what people have told me is that they think within 3 to 5 years the AI models will be able to solve all the U.S. Math Olympiad problems, and that would shift things quite a bit. There's sort of a longer history I always have on the math versus verbal riff, where if you ask when did our society bias to testing people more for math ability, I believe it was during the French Revolution, because it was believed that verbal ability ran in families. Math ability was sort of distributed in this sort of idiot savant way throughout the population. And so if we prioritized math ability, it had sort of this meritocratic but also egalitarian effect on society. And then I think by the time you get to the Soviet Union and Soviet communism in the 20th century, where you give a number theorist or chess grandmaster a medal, which was always a part I was somewhat sympathetic to in the Soviet Union, maybe it's actually just sort of a control mechanism where the math people are singularly clueless. They don't understand anything. But if we put them on a pedestal and we tell everyone else, you need to be like the math person, then it's actually a way to sort of control, or that the chess grandmaster doesn't understand anything about the world. That's a way to really control things. And if I sort of fast forwarded to, let's say, Silicon Valley in the early 21st century, it's way too biased towards the math people. I don't know if it's a French Revolution thing or a Russian sort of Straussian secret cabal control thing, where you sort of prioritize it. But that's the thing that seems deeply unstable, and that's what I would bet on getting reversed. Where it's like, isn't it like and the place where math ability, it's sort of, it's the thing that's the test for everything, right? It's like, if you want to go to medical school, okay, we weed people out through physics and calculus, and I'm not sure that's really correlated with your, your dexterity as a neurosurgeon. I don't really want someone operating on my brain to be, doing prime number factorizations in their head while they're operating on my brain or something like that. And so, in the late 80s, early 90s, I had sort of a chess bias because I was a pretty good chess player, and so my chess bias was you should just test everyone on chess ability, and that should be the gating factor. Why even do math? Why not just chess? And that got undermined by the computers in 1997. And isn't that what's going to happen to math? And isn't that a long overdue rebalancing of our society?